Hey y'all, it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun video for you. Today we're going to go over using your Silhouette Cameo, which mine is the Silhouette Cameo 3, and using the offset outline drop shadow feature. So we're going to create the same kind of Easter basket, same kind of look that we did previously. These little bags I purchased last year at Target. They were $3 in the Target dollar spot. So we are going to be personalizing it, just the name, but you know me, I have to be a little extra. So for Maddie, who we're making this one for, it's a friend of mine's daughter, we're going to be using two different colors of vinyl. We're going to be using the Glitter Flex Ultra in Lady Pink. Isn't that a beautiful shade? And then we're also going to be using the Deco Soft Metallic in brown. Isn't that gorgeous? So what you're gonna need for this is your vinyl, your Easter bag, your Easy Weeding wooden pick, scissors, your heat press, which mine is preheated to 330 degrees. You're also going to need a Teflon sheet and your t-shirt guide. Now, if you'll give me a moment to get the camera angle changed, I will show you everything that we are going to do today. Okay, so today we're going to go over using outlines, offset, those types of things, drop shadows in Silhouette Studio. Now, I have the business edition, so yours may look a little bit different. Now, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to click on my text icon right there, and we're going to go ahead and type out our name for our Easter basket. Now, I'm going to go ahead and select that text, and I'm going to change the font from Arial to Daydreamer, which is the same font that I used before, and I'm going to up my text size to 144 points. Now, I'm not sure if that's where it's going to stay at, but that's what we're going to use for now so we can see what we're doing. Now, I'm going to go over here, which is the fill option for the text, and we're going to change the center option to pink. So that is what our basic text looks like, which is kind of cool. You can easily make something using that. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste so I have a copy of my original. Now I'm going to show you if we outline this design, we're going to go ahead and choose black as the outline color, and we're going to change that to 10 points for the outline. Okay, so as you can see, when you add the outline feature to this, it takes and actually goes into the center of the letters. It doesn't just place that on the outside, it places it on the center part. So, you can take and use your outline feature like that, or you can take and add an offset. And when you add your offset, as you can see, you can either choose an internal offset, which puts it in the middle of your design, or you can choose the actual offset, which puts it on the outside. And you can take and choose to make this smaller so it fits closer to the letters, or you can make it bigger. But that adds an additional cut line to it. Now, for what I'm wanting to do with this, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I just kind of wanted to go over that feature a little bit. Now, I'm going to take my name, Maddie, and we're going to add that 10-point outline back to the design. Now I'm going to take my regular plain old text, and we're going to create that same kind of drop shadow that we did in the Cricut program, because I'm wanting to create that same kind of effect again for this Easter basket. So that's kind of what it looks like with it over the top. So that looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and select everything And we're going to go right over here to our modify panel. And we're going to choose subtract all. Okay. Now we can take and move the word Maddie, and you can see that we have the drop shadow, but if you look, there is a little bit of pink in there. So I want to take and select all of that and click weld, and now everything is one piece. So it's just that simple. Now I'm going to take and select everything again, and I can see that the size of my design is right about 4.2 inches wide. So let's go ahead and group this for a second. And I'm going to take and turn on the lock feature. And I'm going to change the size of this to 7 inches wide. There we go. Now that is ready to go. Now I can go to my send feature. So as you can see, whenever you go to the fill option, you can send just the black layer, or you can choose to send just the pink layer. So there we go. So see, now it's set just to cut the pink. And for the pink layer, it's going to be the heat transfer glitter. And for our black layer, I'm going to change the material since we're using the Deco Soft Metallic Brown. And I'm going to choose heat transfer, and we're going to choose smooth. Okay. So it's just that simple. And now if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, I will show you everything that we are going to do.
So as you can see, I have my design set up. Oop, you know what I'm going to forget to do? Hold on. Object, mirror. Ah, wrong way. Object, mirror. There we go. Now we can send it to cut. Okay, so I have it set up to cut by fill. So we have our black layer and our pink layer. Now, as you can see, it is set to heat transfer glitter right there. And I have upped my depth to 6 because my blade just does not like the lower depths. So, and I'm also going to adjust my blade for my heat transfer smooth. We're going to cut that on a 5. Now, okay, so now I have the pink layer. As you can see, that's selected and it's set to cut. And it's set with my auto blade. I'm going to go ahead and select send. I'm going to lay my vinyl out on my cutting mat, which y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of the Silhouette cutting mats. They are a little thin and just not the best in my opinion. Go ahead and load that on there. Okay. Now I got to walk back over to my computer and start cutting. Yeah, I sent this a minute ago, but that's the one thing I don't like about the Silhouette and the auto blade is, for me, a lot of times on the depths that it selects, it doesn't always want to cut through. So we're going to attempt to do that again. Now, I told you earlier in the intro that we were doing the heat press at 330 degrees, but I changed my heat press settings to 315 degrees. The glitter sets, the temperature recommendations are 320 to 330 degrees. The Deco Soft is 302 to 320. So I wanted to set it somewhere in the middle so it would adhere both of them. So let's go ahead and remove that off there. Line up our Deco Soft. There we go. Load our map. Okay. Eep, stepped on my microphone. Going to go back over here. And I'm going to switch from the pink layer to the black layer. I'm going to go ahead and adjust that one down to 5 for now. I'm going to go ahead and send it to cut. And I'm going to select Start Cutting. Now, while that's cutting, we can go ahead and weed our material. And that's one thing you can do, which a lot of people don't realize. Even if you have the auto blade, if you're having issues with it wanting to cut through at the recommended settings, you can take and change your settings. And sometimes that's what you gotta do. Okay. So now that is weeded. And while the other one's cutting, because it's going to take a minute, we're going to go ahead and press on Maddie's name. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is use my t-shirt guide, align it where it's centered on the bag. See? Take our name, fold it in half. There we go. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to take and cover this with my Teflon sheet. And I'm going to go ahead and heat this for the full 15 seconds. So, let that start going. Walk over to the machine. You're on the microphone. Click unload. Take and remove the backing off. Okay. So there we go. Now we have the lady pink portion on there. Going to take my scissors right here. Trim around that. Now remember, those pieces go in the scrap box drawing. So, which will be done on May the 4th. Okay. Why did you not cut? Okay, pause that for a sec. Okay, so since I'm having so many problems using it in the fill section, what I'm doing is I'm going to the main, which is the simple section. And as you can see, that's no cut, cut edge adds way too much. We're going to choose just the cut feature. which will have the center letters, but we can easily pull that out. That's not a big deal. I'm going to try the speed of the auto blade on the 5. So I'm going to go ahead and send. Okay, send as is. Okay, so we're going to try this again. And it may be something to do with I just updated it, and it may be having an issue with the fill section, which I've never had a problem with before, but as I said, I just updated that. So whenever there are updates, sometimes things can happen, which is part of the reason why I like to show y'all everything. But I also want to show you fixes and things like that, which typically when you're cutting glitter, you shouldn't have a problem cutting the smoother stuff, but apparently I was, and that looks like it might be cutting too deep, but we can work with too deep. So you see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just playing with everything. Because if it cuts too deep, I can still work with the design. And I can show y'all how to work with it if you accidentally ever do this. Okay. Okay, so it did cut too deep, but it didn't cut through the backing, so we are fine. So now what I want to go ahead and do is trim around it, which this is the Deco Soft, so this stuff is even thinner than the glitter, so to have this much issue, I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and weed. There we go. Now we're going to take out the main portion of the letters because we don't need that. There we go. I need to look at my A to see which portion comes out. Okay, so it's going to be this top portion. There we go. So now everything's set up. Now I'm going to take my Deco Soft. There we go. And see, we're just going to place our outline where it goes. Okay. Now we're going to cover and press. I'm telling y'all, y'all have those days where it seems like everything wants to go poorly? That's how today is. Okay, so 5 to 7 seconds for the first press. Okay, wait till it cools a little bit because you're supposed to peel warm. There we go. Ooh. I broke a portion of my A. So, what I'm gonna do is reset that back on there. Heat it again, have a little bit more patience. That's the problem. Like, that's the only thing I don't like about the Deco Soft is you have to have patience for it because since it is so thin, it can break. And again, these are things that you probably need to know, so it's good that you see whenever I make mistakes. But that is also part of the reason I'm having a little bit of issue there is the bunny nose on the back side. Okay. Give it a sec. Okay. Go slow. But now, as you can see, our A is fixed. So that's good. Now we're going to go ahead and reheat it for about 5 seconds, and then I will show you the done project. Y'all just don't understand. There we go. Look how cute that is. This is more about the design work on the computer program, thank goodness. So remember, if you like this video, or if you just want a good laugh and laugh at all the problems I had, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. Don't forget to check me out on all my social medias, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as my second channel, which is just Betsy Gocher, where I do all things makeup, crafting for Disney, keto, and CrossFit. But I guess that's it, so we'll see you on the next one. Bye.